Hey, 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 it's episode 13 of Bonfire Man. Okay, here's how Bonfire Man works. I'm locked to specific chunks in the game. I have to interact with everything in my unlocked chunks exactly once. So that means every tree needs to be chopped, every enemy needs to die, every resource needs to be consumed. When I interact with something, it is exhausted. When something is exhausted, I'm not allowed to interact with it again. I'm allowed to randomly unlock a new chunk whenever all of the entities in my current chunks have been exhausted. When I enter a new chunk, I rest at a bonfire, as in the Souls games. Resting at a bonfire unexhausts all of the content in previous chunks that I've already been to. Now I have to exhaust all entities in both the new and old chunks to continue to progress. My objective is to unlock every chunk in RuneScape eventually. All minor rules and exceptions can be found in a Google Doc that I'll link in the description of this video. Let's go ahead and get to the playthrough. All right, we're back, and the new chunk unlock is West Varrock, which by itself isn't crazy exciting. It's this chunk up here. We are going to get access to the Cook's Guild, which is pretty neat, and a few other things that I'll go over, but let me head off in that direction so we can light the bonfire. First, we're going to go ahead and take the canoe there. I probably have used this canoe more than many players. I only ever used a canoe one time on my main account for a diary. So this is actually a pretty amazing form of transport for me. All right, we're at the chunk boundary. Let's cross the fog wall. Awesome. And of course, light the bonfire. Light the bonfire? There it is. All right, and of course we have to rest at it to respawn everything. We do that by spinning. I don't really need to do that twice, but once more for good measure. Okay. A really exciting thing is having yet another bank here. This is going to be a really convenient bank for everything I've been doing down here. I think it's maybe a little bit... I don't know, it's nice to just have more banks. This one might be closer, the East Varrock bank, but it's kind of a circuitous path to get to it from a lot of the stuff down in South Varrock. Like I said, I think the most exciting thing here in terms of new content is going to be the Cook's Guild. But I need to get 2 more levels of cooking to be able to do that. So I'll likely head back to Lumbridge to grind that out on the Cook's Assistant range. But let's review the tasks here. We got 6 guards to slay and eventually pickpocket, 2 additional men, 1 extra imp. That brings us to 8 imps per day. I guess I didn't know this was a thing, but Romilly, who is one of the NPCs in the Cook's Guild, gives you tasks, kind of like the wise old man, to make specific pies and turn them in for like a piddling amount of money. I added that as a thing to do, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. We'll see. There's unfortunately 61 trees here. Can't escape the regular trees no matter how hard I try. And a bunch of items, most of which you pick up as spawns in the Cook's Guild. There's the basement of bank here, which I guess this coins pickup is the only one that's relevant. Since I can't telegrab the stuff in there. Telegrabbing that ruby ring would actually be pretty good. I think the main thing I'm going to want to enchant early on is going to end up being Rings of Forging, so that I can not waste any of my precious iron ore. So whenever we get to 33 magic, forgot that was accessible. And the gold bar, actually. This is potentially a big deal. I mean, we have to convert law runes into this, and I think law runes are probably harder to come by, but this is going to be pretty solid in the future. Just not a lot we can do with it right now, sadly. But I'm going to go ahead and turn off run and just try to get all these trees out of the way. And then after chopping all these trees, we'll come back and I'll go level cooking to 32 so we can check out the Chef's Guild. Notice I got a music track unlocked here. So I actually changed my settings. There's a setting now where you can say how you want music to unlock. I switched it to classic, which is chunk locked specifically. They did a change, I think a year ago, to add some variety to music in different zones. And as a result, you unlock all the songs that can play in those zones. But I have it so there's really only 1 song unlocked per area. So some of the songs I have unlocked in this list are technically places from different chunks, but it should be fixed going forward for any new areas. There we go. I'm about to hit 53 woodcutting. which is a completely inconsequential level. Yeah, I don't think I can get to that tree there. I can hit it from the other side once I unlock this other chunk, but there it is. 53 woodcutting. Next exciting level is 57, because 57 lets us make a waka canoe, which will let us go into the wilderness and add that as a rollable chunk. Go ahead and get my pet the dog task in there. Very good. Oh wow, I was trying to just track down visually where all the guards were, and I was having trouble finding them, and it turns out 2 of them are on the upper level of this inner wall section. Alright, finished chopping the trees here. That actually wasn't too bad. I've gone ahead and banked all of them since I'm so close to the bank over there. Let's work on the other ones, and then I'll go level up cooking. So we gotta kill 6 guards, 2 men. I haven't found the men either. Probably actually in Varrock proper. There's an anvil here right by the bank, so that'll be nice. I have my furnace right by the bank in Al Kharid, and now I have a anvil right by the bank here. So I think probably starting on this cycle, I'm going to try to start doing some smelting every cycle. Make as many bars as I can, bank them so that when I get back to this chunk, I can smith them on the anvil. We also have access to the apothecary now, which is mostly interesting for clue scrolls and quests. I got paused for a second because this looks like a pestle and mortar on the desk here. But unfortunately, I can't get anything out of it. It made me sad. Yeah, I could technically make some potions, but I'm going to need limpwort roots to do that. I got my imp and guard kills here. I don't know where the men are yet. Probably upstairs somewhere. I'm going to keep looking. One of them is in Romeo and it's in Juliet's house. Oof, sadly got another strange plant. That's 2 of those in a row. Come on, game. Give me something good. I was searching and searching. I even looked at the map on the wiki to see like the exact locations of everything. The last one's just in the corner of the chunk down here in this building, the top half of this building. All right, that's the last thing I'm able to do for now until I can get into the Chef's Guild, so I'm going to pop back. All right, I'm back here at Lumber's Castle, cooking chicken. Once I hit 32, I'll head right back up there. One thing that's maybe interesting is I can buy garden pies now. Now, the problem is I can only buy out that shop stock once. I think I went ahead and formally ruled that, like, once a chunk is completed, that the shop stock in that chunk refreshes, because I think the problematic chunks where there's really interesting stuff in the shop that would negate other content like Blast Furnace, it's going to be tens of thousands, like nearly at 10,000 hours until we complete the Blast Furnace chunk. But still, it's going to be a long time until we finish Varrock West, I think. Yeah, because we have to steal from the guard there, and that's going to take for goddamn ever. I don't see that happening anytime soon. But the point is that I can get a garden pie. I might just want to save it. It'll let me do things slightly earlier than I otherwise would be able to with farming. All right, here comes 32 cooking. Excellent. You can now access the Chef's Guild, which I will go do. Grab a chef's hat, an axe, head back up to Varrock West, and we'll pop in there and see what I can do in there right now. All right, walking into the Chef's Guild. We did it. Feel free to use our facilities. Okay, so there's a couple item pickups here, which I don't know are terribly impactful. If I get this, I probably should get this chocolate bar every single time, since there's an herblore recipe that uses it. I need the Varrock hard diary to get into that range, into that bank, so that's probably not going to happen. Romilly sells red berry pies, meat pies, apple pies, and garden pies and fish pies. So I'm probably going to end up buying out his stock. The red berry pie, not least because it's required for a quest. Yeah, it's a little bit too expensive for me right now, but I'll track when I eventually get around to buying them out. You bake me some pies, I'll pay you well for them. What do you need? 27 mud pies? What the... Okay. So I'm going to have to do that at least once, I think, before I can claim this chunk is completed, which won't happen until I can steal from the guards. Alright, so there's a pie dish upstairs. There's 2 cooking apples. The cake tin and the bowl's actually really good. This is a second bowl spawn that I have now. I'm trying to collect bowls for training cooking, dairy churn, and I guess this is technically a mill. So technically now I can make my own flour if I need to. Oh, there's even more stuff up here. There's jug, Another cooking apple. Hot. And grapes. I'm going to look into these mud. I've never made a mud pie before. It's actually going to be kind of interesting if I have to here. Okay, wow. I didn't even know this existed in the game. Here's how you make a mud pie. Use a pastry dough on a pie dish to make a pie shell. Use compost on the pie shell. What? Use a bucket of water on the part mud pie compost to make a part mud pie water. Then use clay. So it's literally a shit pie. And it's intended to be thrown in people's faces, I guess. So I don't think I'm going to be making that for a very long time. I can't really spare 27 composts, minus the ones I'm going to lose from burning the pie. But that exists. That's a mechanic. If you turn in 27 of them, you get a piddling amount of coins from him, apparently. All right, well, with picking up all the item spawns, we are done with this chunk now. Well, for now. It's for this cycle. I don't have anything else to do here. So now it's back to all the places we've already been, baby. I do want to go ahead and knock out this essence mine. Now that it's a completed chunk, I can mine 28 times 4 rune essence there, which mostly I'm just going to do for the mining XP, to be honest. I don't need to chop the dead trees there, since everything is technically optional there now. Let me delete Imp Catcher, since we can't do that again. All right, time to mine. This is a daily small amount of AFK, I guess. Go grab a drink, actually. It's 140 mining XP, which actually isn't that great. Times 4 is like 5 something. It's a reasonable increase in mining XP per cycle, but not amazing. Mining 22. This is my last pillar here. All right, that's a full inventory. So that'll be 560 mining XP once per cycle, which is impactful now and is going to stop being impactful real soon. That's maybe 20% mining XP boost per cycle. And I'll definitely start using this essence once I have a high enough runecraft to be able to. Now we got 116 in the bank, so that's 4 plus 28 times 4. I guess since I'm already mining, I'll go continue doing that. Got a bunch of mines now. I just mined an emerald for the first time. That's pretty cool. Oh, missed a level up. 23 mining. 30 we get coal, motherlode mine technically, if we ever roll it, and pure essence. All right, I think I've determined that it's generally pretty inefficient to try to just go across the whole game world doing one task at a time, like doing everything that's mining, everything that's wood cutting, everything that's PVM, because it involves running around a lot. However, ore is really heavy, and each of the mines in the game, even only interacting with everything once, gets me pretty close to filling my inventory, and I also just kind of want to get mining out of the way each cycle. So I think I'm going to start with doing all the mining first, and then move to actually working on chunk clearing. So I'm headed to the Al-Kharid mine now from the north, and then we'll work on something different. I think that it'll be good to get all of Al-Kharid out of the way. 24 mining. Okay, I think we are 100% done with mining now. I went ahead and fished the shrimps too. So heading over to Al-Kharid to make all these bars, and then I'll probably go ahead and smith them, and then we'll go back to chunk clearing here. All right, just smelting stuff real quick. Not really hoping for any specific smithing levels at the moment, but haven't really invested in it so far. Being able to do stuff with iron would be great, but I'm not really going to be able to do that until I can make rings of forging anyway, so. All right, finished smithing everything. That's 48 bronze bars. Next time I'm in Varrock, I'll take those to an anvil, probably make more bronze arrow tips. I'm going to go do Sorceress's Garden. We're just going to do everything in Al-Kharid. I feel like this is an easy place. I think I'm about to get a farming level. I don't remember how much XP I get for this. No, it'll be when I get the herbs. Right now we're going to get farming level. There it is. I get 50 XP from each of the herbs, which is kind of nuts. 13 farming. I can now grow jute plants, which I think I can actually do this cycle. I think you have to pay barley malt to protect them, which I should also be able to do. So that's cool. I'm going to go get the other 2 herbs here. They're still marked because I don't have the sub-chunks listed when I go to wipe out markers from previous cycles. I probably should start adding them, but this is easy enough to keep track of myself right now. All right, got a task update for you here. Done with North Al-Kharid, Al-Kharid Palace. I still have to kill an imp by the Al-Kharid mine. I haven't seen it spawn yet. I don't want to hop because I'm close to spawning a random event here. You can see here on the map the chunks that have a red square around them I still have to do, so I still have a lot of chunks to do. Ah, good, found the imp. I don't want to have to come back here a long time from now. Flyer, I'm just gonna leave that on the ground, it's useless. All right, here comes hit points 44. There it is, very nice. Rick Turpentine, okay. 240 coins, pretty good. All right, here comes 49 strength. I need to double check when my next max hit increases. I think it's a ways off. Beginner clue scroll, what we got? Gold ring and gold necklace. I had this one before. Right, so there's technically a gold necklace in the Varrock West basement, but you need telegraph for it. Is this what's gonna encourage me to try to level up magic? I could also go craft one. Seems like a bit of a waste, but I guess once I have it, I'll be able to do this step from now on. Also, getting to 33 magic is going to involve killing things that would potentially drop beginner clue scrolls. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and craft one with that gold bar I got from a random event. That makes the Captain Arnov event a little bit more exciting. That's the only reason I have a single gold bar. I'm not going to be able to make my own gold bars for a really long time. In fact, any that I get are probably going to be from the Varrock West basement once I have telegraph. Gold necklace. Gonna head over to Varrock and do this one real quick. All right, made it over to Varrock. Come on, let's get a one-stepper. Nope. Charlie the Tramp, I'll go check. Raw herring caught by you. Yeah, nope, can't do it. While I'm here, though, I'm going to pop over and smith my bars. Get some more smithing XP here. Oh man, smithing is one of the most miserable skills. Everyone has agreed upon this for a long time, but the XP rates are just really bad. Level 13 smithing, I think, is as far as I'm going to be able to go today. So I ended up here just a couple bars away from 14 smithing. 15 smithing, I'm trying to decide if I want to wait until I can make rings of forging before I bother smithing the iron. Like, losing half of it is going to be a huge problem for my XP. I get so little of it per cycle. But to make rings of forging, I have to get magic to 49, which I don't think I have the money to do that. I guess I can start really working on magic in earnest. I could use this opportunity to sell as much crap as I possibly can just to try to get my cash stack up so I can buy more rune packs. So I'm going to attempt to do that now. I'll report back how much money that produces for me. Might just be time for me to go ahead and try to fletch a bunch of unstrung willow longbows for money. Looks like there's a lot of longbows in the Iron Man stocks of these shops, so... Ooh, wow. You may have been screaming at the screen in the past. I didn't realize you could sell noted items to stores. I've been running back and forth constantly with stacks of things because I'm a dummy. Oh yeah, this is way faster. Oh man. Clearly I've never had to do this before. I'm over here like, how did somebody sell 7,000 lantern lenses? They really walk back and forth in their... Oh no. I googled it. Alright, I tried to tactically hop as much as I possibly could to get the maximum price out of those items. I ended up with 4,500 gold, which is by far the most gold I've ever had in the playthrough so far. I'm tempted to just dump almost all of that into mine rune packs. Nearly deplete Aubrey's stock. Let me double check how many more I'm allowed to buy. Bought 9 so far, so not too many. I have to make a decision here about strike spells. It might be more efficient, like cash efficient, to go ahead and pick up a fire staff and then buy air runes. I don't know how much an air rune pack costs. I'll double check that here in a second. Just because the max hit on wind strike is so terrible that it causes me to miss a lot of the time, which negatively impacts my XP gain. Yeah, so an air rune pack is 430 coins, but because I use 2 air runes per cast of fire strike, it's actually arguably double that. It's 860 for the same number of mind runes. Ooh, this is a hard decision, especially since I'm sharply limited in how much money I can make. I might try to train fletching for a bit. I have enough banked logs, I can probably get fletching up to 40, which would let me make unstrung willow longbows, which I could sell for some more money. I'm gonna stand here at the bank and give it a try for a bit. Fletching level 30. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get to 40. I'm gonna have to burn through most of my banked oak logs, which is unfortunate because I was trying to hold on to those for planks, but I think this is a better usage of them right now, and I'm gonna have plenty of oak by the time I get to make oak planks or have enough money to make oak planks. I have to chop so many trees every cycle. I think it's gonna be okay. 33 fletching. I don't have anywhere near enough resources to get to 40 fletching, unless if I were to burn through all of my logs, which I don't want to do. The thing is, I've been in the field primarily fletching things into arrow shafts just to save having to run to bank constantly, and doing that has not been great for XP. I guess that's mostly regular logs that I'm turning into arrow shafts. It's quite a bit less XP dense than turning them into these unstrung longbows. I'll be able to sell these unstrung longbows, though, not for as much money as the willow longbows, not for a terrible amount of money either. I think I'm going to leave myself with about 100 oak logs for now. Obviously, that number will grow as oak logs become more relevant. All right, got to 34 fletching, which is not a significant level, but I'm going to go try to sell all of these unstrung longbows and see how much money it produces for me here. It's actually pretty good cash, just selling 10 at a time. Buy price drops pretty fast, but I can probably hop most of these. I actually decided if I'm gonna bother doing this by hopping, I may as well have multiple things to sell each time, so I'm going to make a similar number of regular longbows just to squeeze out a little bit more fletching XP. Here comes 35 fletching. I can make willow short bows technically, but I'm gonna try to save my logs for longbows. All right, I finished making an equal amount of longbows and oak longbows so I can sell 10 at a time and then hop. Report back on the total cash from that. And so I did some Googling, and it seems like Earthstrike only uses one air rune instead of two, which I think probably makes it more GP efficient than Windstrike, almost certainly does. And it kind of removes the problem I was talking about with Fire Strike. So I think I am going to go ahead and buy air runes and mind runes here to get Earthstrike running, and I'm just going to use that as my main source of damage for a while, I think. I don't think there's anything in any of my chunks that's resistant to magic, but I'd like to train that as far as possible. I don't think I really appreciated how much money you can get from selling unstrung longbows, even the lower tier ones. I probably could have done that way sooner in the playthrough and accessed the lumbered swamp caves, but like I said, I just didn't know. I also didn't know that I could sell noted items to shops. That's me as still kind of a RuneScape noob, even, 3,000 hours in or so. But anyway, now we have 14,000 GP, which is quite a bit more GP. I am going to buy an Earth Staff, and I'm going to buy Air Runes and Mind Runes, and we're just going to do Earth Strike for a while. I want to try to at least unlock Telegrab, but I might even try to keep going until we get Ruby Enchant. Alright, so we're going to get a Mind Rune and an Air Rune pack, and I'm going to let them restock to save as much money as possible. And once I have all of these, I'll update my spreadsheet, give you an update on how many I have left to buy. All right, so I bought 13 of each pack. That still leaves me with 3,000 gold left over to do other stuff. It's actually kind of nice to have some gold now. So that means we've bought a total of 22 Mind Rune packs and 13 Air Rune packs. If you're curious, here's the live split timer. We're going to go way over the prior chunk estimate because I've spent a lot of time fletching and selling stuff to shops and the like. But I think we're at a point now where getting magic up is going to be really important and doing that as soon as possible. So I think I'm going to start working on that. I'm going to go to chunks that have a lot of combat in them and just start nuking things down. Well, I got Sergeant Damien, random event. Got the camo helmet. Apparently once you get all of the emotes from that, he gives you 500 coins, emotes, and pieces of armor, so probably worth doing for that reason. Oh, thank goodness, there is a option now to swap pet as the left click for dogs, so you don't accidentally shoo them away. Beautiful. Magic 25. We can now cast Teleport to Varrock, which I probably need to save my law runes for Telegrab, sadly. I'm actually going to go ahead and kill all 3 of the giant frogs in the Lumbered Swamp Cave, even though I usually go there last. Alright, I'm over here in the Lumbered Swamp Caves. I'm just going to fight everything. I don't think too much of it is a risk or a threat. The big frogs might be a little dangerous. I'll see if I can try to safe spot them. Earth Strike was definitely the right call, though. This thing hits for 6s versus the 2 of Wind Strike. Alright, there's 26 magic. Just got my first Limpwort root, which I can technically use now at the apothecary for specific potions. I don't think I'm going to sacrifice it to that. I'd rather make my own potions eventually. Save it till we get to Taverley, but If for some reason I'm doing content where having an anti-poison is really critical, halfway to getting there. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and fail this twice. I might get a few extra jumps from safe spotting the frogs and jumping over to pick up the loot. I think that's legit. Pop-up got dismissed. I got 27 magic, which allows us to do level 2 a chance. All right, 28 magic. Got another 2 cosmic runes. It's up to 8 if you include the 6 in the bank. All right, jumping over this. I'm gonna do 1 frog at a time, and I'll report back if they drop anything cool. Oh yeah, this is going way better. I think I can actually kill these frogs now. I'll start doing it from this cycle forward. I guess if I don't have enough runes, I'll just save more of my logs to be able to turn into unstrung bows, and then sell those. Okay, good. I'm able to safe spot the frogs over here. I was trying to get them over the stepping stone, but the other ones just run away. But it looks like I can hold them against this little pillar here. All right, here comes 29 magic. Earth Bolt. Okay, this time I was actually able to kill all 3 giant frogs for the first time ever for this chunk. That's quite exciting, actually. Oh my god, I missed it because I was so used to failing. I actually succeeded on my agility shortcut on the way out there for 3 XP instead of 1 XP. So we got 11 XP total here from just using the shortcuts to get in and out. 30 to go. Means 2 XP randoms if I ever get lucky and get an XP random again to get to level 2 agility. Level 30 magic? Now level 30 magic, okay. Here comes 31 magic. 2 more to get telegrab, which is what I really want here. 32 magic. Close to 33. I think once I get 33, I'll take a break from magic for a little bit. I mostly wanted to get telegrab so that I can do stuff in the Varrock West Bank, and so that I can kill the lesser demon on the top of the wizard tower. Oh man, I got a 6 nature rune drop from one of these zombies. That's why it's worth coming back down here. That's really, really good, especially if I can get my magic high enough to use superheat item. That would get around the need for rings of forging. I could use that to make all my iron. It would be expensive, but it's magic XP, I suppose, and I don't have too much else to use my nature runes on until I go all the way to high-level alchemy. I said I was going to stop doing magic once I get to 33, but I might keep going for it right now, because there's so much that's useful from having a higher magic level. 33 magic. Finally hit it here. I'm about to die, though, if this zombie hits me one more time. And I'm dead. All right, I'm going to come back and get my stuff, finish up the sewers. We'll go kill that lesser demon on top of the wizard's tower. It sucks to be this close to 15 fishing, but it doesn't actually matter because I don't have a fishing rod. Hopefully we'll roll that Temporos chunk, Ruins of Unka. All right, unfortunately there's somebody else fighting the lesser demon upstairs. I'm waiting for a random event interval here in about 13 seconds. See if it spawns. Then I might start hopping. Look at that random event interval. Perfect timing. Fortunately, it's the Drunken Dwarf, but shit happens, you know? All right, wizards are all dead. I'm going to head up and hop to find a world that is available for the lesser demon. Took me a bunch of hops, but I finally found a world there. All right, let's get a best in slot drop here. Come on, Rune, Medhelm. 40 coins. I don't think I want to waste a law rune on that. I brought it in case it dropped one of its exciting drops. That's not one of them. Okay, I think that means we're done here because I don't have to do the trees since this is a completed chunk. Let's go ahead and mark it done. Saves me a grand total of 2 trees. And I'm going to head back to the Lumbridge Swamp to keep killing enemies there. Magic 34. 35 magic. There it is. Alright, I finished the swamp on my way back just to get this level up real quick. 36 magic. I'm going to go find out if I can do this beginner clue scroll or not. Alright, herring, I can't do that, so I'm going to start finishing up the Varrock chunk, which is going to require chopping all the trees here, and then we'll keep going to chopping trees on the East Varrock mine and so on. Alright, I'm about to hit 32 prayer. We're actually doing pretty well here on time. I still need to cut all of the trees in the Ham hideout. That's probably what I'm headed to do next, and clean up the Draenor chunk. And we got a handful of other things. I guess I should probably start working on planting the jute fibers. So I'm going to grab some barley. I think I have to cook the barley in order to use it to protect the patch. But I'm going to get that planted. Okay, planting these jute seeds. Go ahead and throw some compost on there as well. And I will pay to protect them. Depending on how the harvest goes, I might hit 14 farming off of that, which would be nice. Man, I was waiting for an extra 40 minutes for a random event, and of course it's the frog random event. Won't screw it up this time. I'm actually curious if I can do anything once I have enough frog tokens to get a full set, or if it just becomes a waste of time at that point. All right, I'm about to hit 19 thieving. We're not going to quite hit 20 this episode, but we might hit it next episode, which is a very exciting threshold to reach. I'm working through pickpocketing all the remaining NPCs here in Lumbridge. Okay, so I'm over here because I'm going to harvest this jute, but it just occurred to me, and I'm learning lots of things that I've been really stupid about before. I keep walking these 84 potatoes all the way to the bank. They're potatoes. I can give them to the tool leprechaun. That probably wasted like an hour and a half of my time over all of these chunks, but at least now I know the answer. Let's go ahead and harvest this jute here. Hopefully I get a decent amount of it and we can get level 14 farming here would be very nice. 14 farming. Can now grow Marintil once we get our patch. But yeah, that's, I wish I had thought of that. Completely slipped my mind that there's a tool leprechaun right here. All right, I'm getting back to business here. That means we are done with Groat's farm. I just have a few things to clean up still in Lumbridge Castle and the Ham Hideout, and we can roll a new chunk. All right, here comes 54 woodcutting. I did end up getting 2 levels because last episode I ended close to a level up. But I don't think we're going to get one next episode. We need 15.8k XP, and we are getting like almost exactly that. So I think we'll come just short, unless if we roll a chunk with a ton of trees in it, which I'm just going to pray that we don't. I clicked off it right as I was trying to start record. 36 fletching, almost entirely from fletching normal logs and arrow shafts across all these chunks. 4 more levels until we can do willow longbows, which would be a good money-making method. And now I'm trying to save all of my oak logs. I was previously fletching them just to save inventory space, but I'm saving all of them to turn them into longbows for money. And I'm hoping that the number of oaks that I cut every day is enough to fund my purchase of runes for that day, and so we can get magic as high as humanly possible, as quickly as possible. Okay, it's always exhausting, but I have finished chopping all the trees here. All that's left to do is kill the 22 ham guards in the building and pickpocket 10 of the ham females, and I am out of time to do that, so I'm going to go bank, and we'll finish and roll a new chunk tomorrow morning. Hey, everybody. This is a different day for me. I'm closing out the episode. Just had bad timing last time. All I had left to do was the ham guards and just didn't have any more time. So let's go ahead and finish it up here. Hey, just got my second ham hood. Good stuff. I think that means we're done? Question mark. Check the bank. Yeah. All right. We have 2 full sets of ham gear. And we're nowhere near Death to the Dorgishan, I think, is the quest where I need 2 sets. Excellent. Hit points 45. I need 1 more strength level and we'll be combat level 52, which I think matters. I think there's a level 26 enemy that aggroes me right now. It might be the jail guards outside Draenor, which is really annoying because there's a ton of them out there. They hit really hard and they guard the trees that I have to chop there. All right, I'm on my last ham guard here. Good haul this time. Excited to have 2 rope sets. That's really, really good. Okay, and that closes out the chunk. We got our steals and our kills. I'm going to go summarize real quick, though. I'm going to stop at Varrock to pick something up. I'll show you what it is in a second. So I'm here in Varrock, and I've been searching throughout the game for something reminiscent of a Souls game to equip. The thing that's the most Souls-like is probably the Inquisitor's armor, and I don't have an Inquisitor's armor on my main account. I don't think I'm ever going to see it. But there is something that I can equip using this frog token here. Yeah, I guess if you played Elden Ring, you've probably seen the amazing Albinauric mask, which while I'm editing this, hopefully I remember to edit in what an Albinauric looks like if you haven't played it. It's not that dissimilar from this, so we can say, I don't know if I'm going to have that on all the time. I kind of have a thumbnail going now with the character's normal head, but if I have no cause to wear a different helmet, why don't we wear the frog helmet? How often are people wearing that, huh? I may as well do my end of episode summary in Varrock now. I'll call this a new era. We've got Varrock unlocked, both banks. All right, so Lumbridge Castle's done, except for the U. Nothing to do in the cellar. Can't chop the U in Ham Hideout. Can't steal or do the quest stuff in Ham Cult. Can't mine, or I guess I can go in the water altar now, but I can't do anything down there yet. Did everything I could, including finally killing the 3 giant frogs this cycle for the first time ever. Can't get into the extra cow pen. Can get into the fire altar, but nothing I can do there. Can't steal from guards, and can't pickpocket the master farmer yet. Can't go to Puro, can't do the duel arena. Well, there's nothing to do there. Everything I've done here, except for the stuff on the other side of the River Lum, which I can't access. I can't fight sour hogs. I can't do these pickpocketing tasks. I need the monastery for the wise old man task. I went ahead and optionally did the drainer sewers. I can't mine for gold, coal, mithril, and adamantite. I can't kill the extra 2 giant rats. I just decided not to pick up items. There's nothing really to get. I can't do any of these quests, though. I can't do these agility shortcuts. I have chosen to skip Mistal and Mystery. I can't do the agility course in Alcarid Palace. I'd skip the trees because I can in the Wizard's Tower, but I went ahead and killed the Lesser Demon, the Wizards, and the Chicken. I did everything in the Rune Essence mine. I got 28 times 4 Rune Essence. Skip chopping the dead trees, though, because I can. And then West Varrock, I can't steal from the guards, and my task is to make 27 mud pies, which it's going to be a while before I get to do that. I have to have trivial access to compost, which I definitely don't have at the moment. So that's our task summary. Let's look at everything else here. All right, so this is our true XP gain over on the right. Got 17k magic XP, which is pretty solid, and 16.5k woodcutting. So I will get to 55 woodcutting next episode. I wasn't accounting for the remaining XP I had to gain today. Ended up getting 13k fletching XP, and I am going to start saving all of my oak logs from this point forward and just treat oak logs as my, cycle income. I'll probably end up turning all of the oak logs I ever get into oak longbows unstrung, and then selling them for money, and then spending those money on runes until I run out of runes that I can buy from Aubrey. Strength, 9360, getting close to level 50. Should probably hit that next episode. Hit 45 hit points today. Got to 32 cooking for the Chef's Guild. I think the next time we care about mining is at level 30, so we still have a ways to go there. 15 smithing is potentially kind of interesting. Thieving, we will get level 20 next episode, so look forward to that. We'll be able to pickpocket everybody in the Ham Hideout, which is going to be a pretty significant boost to per cycle thieving XP. Right now we're getting like 500 per cycle. We might be able to get closer to 750 or so. Pretty significant percentage increase. And then I think we'll also get a fishing level, but I can't do anything with it until I get a fishing rod. So hope we roll the Ruins of Unka here. Loot Tracker is also up to date. Let's scroll through it slowly so you can review. This should look familiar every day, aside from the new kills we're adding. And remember, anything that we can kill that also can be pickpocketed shows up twice here. So the farmer has 3 kills plus 3 pickpockets, so it'll show as 6, even though there's actually only 3. So divide those by 2, man and woman as well. Let's look at, I guess I should pause the timer. Show you the live split timer and the in-game time here. 3 days, 22 hours total, 8 hours, 21 minutes for this set of chunks. But that was mostly time spent fletching and selling stuff to shops and learning that I could sell noted items to shops. Internally screaming. Our new items, iron bolts we got as a drop, chocolate bar. A lot of the stuff at the top is just spawns in the cooking guild that I'm probably going to try to get every cycle if possible. Made a gold necklace for a couple of clue steps. Made these unstrung longbows that I sold, but I still have the placeholders there. Got a camo helmet. This is just an unlit candle. I'll light it later. Got my first ever limpwort root. Bought a staff of earth for training magic, and I am going to use that for magic training going forward. And harvested some jute fibers. I don't think I have enough jute seeds. Yeah, I only have 2. So we're not going to be harvesting again for a while. Just raking and Sorceress's Garden. Here is the full bank summary. Getting up there. It's taking some time, but we're getting there. I need to calculate oak logs, oak longbows, and how much money I need to fully fund magic training in each chunk, right? Each cycle, I should say. I think last time I made 200 and something oak longbows and a similar number of regular longbows, and I'll probably do that every time. I'll make the same number of regular longbows as I do oak longbows and then sell them 10 at a time, hopping in between. I needed about 1,000 air runes and 1,000 mind runes to be able to train all of this magic XP. I do have a supplies tracker. This keeps track of everything that I've spent so far. I might try to reset this at the start of a loop so I can show you that this is like all of my supply usage since I turned the tracker on, which is several episodes ago. So I guess I'll just reset it now. But it'll be good to know exactly how many runes we use and that sort of a thing. Random events, we're getting kind of screwed. I haven't gotten a good one for a while. I guess Rick Turpentine wasn't so bad. Alright, I think that's everything I wanted to show you, so let's go ahead and roll a new chunk. Okay, here's the chunk picker. There's one other chunk here that's technically accessible, and it's Ruins of Unka, so it'll show us when we roll it. Nothing new from last episode other than the Grand Exchange, which I would love to not roll. There's a lot of trees there. Really want one. Stronghold of Security would be outstanding. I would be insanely pumped for that. Edgeville would be cool too. That's my number 3 choice, and number 2 is Ruins of Unka for fishing opportunities, and there's mining, there's all kinds of stuff in that chunk, notwithstanding access to Temporas. Thumbs up means I'm okay with it. Thumbs down means I'd rather not get it, but I'm not gonna be really mad. Let's go ahead and roll. Come on, big money. Barbarian Village, Ruins of Unka. Okay, Varrock Palace. Yeah, that lets me finish some quests. I can start training construction now, which is a pretty big deal. Look at the activity info here. This is interesting. I'm glad I was training magic, because the only way for me to get into a player-owned house right now is via POH teleport, and I'm pretty close to unlocking that. So I would have to POH teleport, and then in order to leave the house, I would have to make sure that I'm able to home teleport. So my ability to train construction is pretty constrained at the moment, but I technically can. Just checking what has updated for... Okay, so we can do Romeo and Juliet. We can do Shield of Arav now. Still. Oh, we Daddy's Home. Can we not finish Daddy's Home? Really? Oh, right, the carpet and the wooden furniture, because we can't get over... Yeah. We have to be able to unlock the lumberyard. So, yeah, this is a much more exciting unlock now. I don't know, can I actually get to the lumberyard from this part of Varrock? I think that does connect in the corner there, so I'll keep this as a rollable chunk. The value of this chunk is now significantly higher. So let's put that as a thumbs up. Or actually, I can get rid of it since we have this chunk unlocked. Let's put this as a thumbs up. Yeah, let's just review what's in this chunk real quick. So, 2 more Black Knights, a Grizzly Bear, 27 guards. Oh my god. I'm not happy about that. I will be happy about that once I'm able to pickpocket them, because that's an insane amount of thieving XP compared to what I have. That's more men. I think I have 26 men across all chunks right now, so there's 27 guards just in this chunk. They're going to give way more pickpocketing XP than the men, but we're not going to be able to pickpocket them for a long time. I think they're pretty high level to pickpocket. 4 more imps. It's going to take a long time to kill all those guys, though. I'm not looking forward to that part. Bucket coins, pie dish, a saw. Oh, there's the farming shop, yeah, for the tree patch in there. There are 46 trees, unfortunately, but it's fewer than 100 trees. Could be worse. Lots of quest progression here. Lots of clue steps. Oh, and the Varrock sewers. So I have full access to the Varrock sewers, don't I? I mean, I also have full access to the Edgeville dungeon. Oh god, there's a lot of... I guess that the Varrock sewers are the Edgeville dungeon, aren't they? But maybe I'm only able to get into the dungeon via like an agility shortcut or something. It's been a while since I checked it out. Okay, so I forgot the Varrock sewers were a thing, and I probably would have ranked this place higher if I knew. This chunk is massive, and I'm going to be here for a really long time. It's going to take me a long time to clear this because there's a ton of stuff down here. I think this is the first extremely PVM dense chunk that I've gotten. Just killing all these stuff, the red spiders, the ghosts, is going to take a minute. So yeah, I think next episode is going to be exciting to watch because there's a lot of interesting things for me now to kind of explore down in the sewers and see what exactly all I can do and can't do down there. But thank you everybody for watching. We'll be back next episode with North Varrock and excitingly the Varrock sewers. I'll catch you around. Bye.